This Torah class is brought to you by TorahAnytime.com.
Knowledge of Rabbi Yaakov, besides knowing Kol HaTorah Kula, the story goes that Rabbi Yaakov once said a shir on the meaning of Munach Zarka, Munach Segol on the Psukim in Tanakh. And he said, whenever you see a Zarka, Segol in Tanakh, it means a certain thing. And Rav Moshe heard the shir, and Rav Moshe said, but there's a Munach Zarka, Munach Segol in a certain place, and it doesn't mean that. And when Rabbi Yaakov heard, he said, yeah, but the Mincha Shai changes the trup. So Rabbi Yaakov was baki not only in Kol HaTorah Kula, he knew the details of every musical note of Kol HaTorah Kula. Rabbi Yaakov had an uncanny seichel hayashar, tremendous seichel, but possibly the most outstanding quality Rabbi Yaakov was known for is his midas ha'emes. He once said, "Miyayim amdai al daitoi," from the moment that he was oimed on his das, he never said something that even had any connection to sheker. So just to share with you a brief vart that ties into this, Rabbi Yaakov discusses the idea, the Mefarshim want to know how Yaakov was allowed to marry two sisters. The Ramban asks the question, the Ramban seemingly answers he's able to marry two sisters because he married them in Chutz La'aretz, and outside of Eretz Yisrael, Yaakov didn't keep the Torah, and as soon as Yaakov came back, Rachel died. Rav Yaakov says, no, that's not how to interpret it. There is no kasha how Yaakov can marry two sisters. He married Leah because he was tricked. So why did he marry Rachel? Because he told her he would. He said, I'm going to marry you. Once you say something, you have to do it. But the Torah says not to. You can't marry two sisters. It was before the Torah was given. It's just a chumrah. You're going to fulfill a chumrah and violate your word? There's no kasha how Yaakov can marry two sisters. Yaakov married two sisters because he married Leah, he was tricked, and he married Rachel because he said he would. That was Rabbi Yaakov Kaminetzky. A word saying you're going to do something that is binding, even greater than anything else. So just to remind me, I just want to point out that Arizal writes, there are 2 days of a month which are masugol to be maspala. Erev Rosh Chodesh and Tesvav. So we didn't plan it this way, but Min HaShamayim, the hashgacha was we should be here on Tesvav Elul. So out of Elul, in Elul, there are only 2 days to daven. So Baruch Hashem, we got one of them. So Mirza Hashem, all of our tefillah should be niskabel.
You've just experienced another Torah class brought to you by TorahAnytime.com.